YouTube, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Maria and I'm so happy you took some time to stop by today. So today I'm here with a more serious topic. A few days ago, Autumn Beckman posted a video about her biggest struggle with body image and weight. And then today I saw Tania from Bits and Bags posted her vision on this, her experience. And so I decided to join the conversation because I have something to say about this. It's a topic that touches me a lot. So I wanted to share my story in case someone could relate to it. So even if it reaches one person, then it was worth it. So I'm just gonna jump right in. For me, as a teenager, like young, a child and teenager, I can't say I really struggled with body image. I was kind of neutral to it, to be completely honest. I was tall, always in the tallest of my class, very, very, very skinny. So if anything, I was kind of awkward looking because I was really, really tall and not proportionate. And so I think I don't like looking at my pictures as a child and teenager because I feel like I was a really awkward looking one. And I understand why I got bullied and teased because I looked weird. I looked really weird, but I didn't realize it at that point. I didn't understand why people were laughing and judging me, but I'm looking back at it, I think maybe maybe some people perceived it that way. It could only be, me judging me. It's very, very possible. But I'm wondering if that might be why that other people saw me that way too. And then I think where my real body image issues came up, and I guess that's why I started to judge myself as a teenager later on, is as a grown-up. So as of my mid-20s, I started to really have body image issues. So the first thing that really hit me, I was still thin at that point, but I started getting white spots. So they started around one side of my mouth. And then, I actually went to school and a girl stops me at the locker and says, "Oh, Maria, just be careful. I don't think you washed your face properly this morning." And I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "You have like some drool here." And I was like, ew. I run to the bathroom traumatized and I see, oh no, it's this white spot that kind of appeared today or a couple days ago. No time passes and I get the exact same spot on the other side. Then it spreads to my forehead. So at that point, I'm like, "Mom, what's wrong with me? Why am I getting these white spots?" We go see a dermatologist and they say, "Oh, it's a skin, I guess fungus, if you will." And they gave me prescribed me a cream that was quite expensive to try to heal this. Nothing happened. And then it just starts spreading, but pretty quickly, like in a matter of weeks, and then months. And I go see another dermatologist and they say, "Oh, no, that's not a fungus, that's vitiligo, it's vitiligo." Okay, what is that? And that's your skin depigmentizing. And then I went to see a third dermatologist and they confirmed it was vitiligo. So 2 against 1, and it really is vitiligo. So with the years, it has spread. It still spreads, sometimes faster, sometimes it slows down. And what it does is always going to do a mirror effect. So it's going to hit one hand, it's going to start spreading on the other hand. They're not the exact same spots, but they'll always do sort of a mirror effect. And so I have it all over now. And, most of the year I'm not that self-conscious about it anymore. In the summer, I still struggle, and I've had it for about 10 years now. I think I'm going on my 12th year with it. So that whole thing starting on my body and spreading made me super, I'm emotional talking about it because it's something I still struggle with. How Phil would perceive me. I was with Phil at that point. All of a sudden my body's changing. I'm becoming like a Dalmatian. What is this? And then, you know, being self-conscious of people looking at me because it wasn't something that was that known at that point. Now it's very, you have supermodels with it, and it's something that's more talked about. But back then, like 10 years ago, it wasn't all that much. So people would look at me kind of weird, and, you know, going to get a manicure, and the manicurist not wearing gloves for anybody, but once I get there, she has to put gloves on because she's afraid of touching me. Or, you know, in the metro, I'm holding the pole, and then whoever else was touching it lets go because I'm touching it. That kind of thing, because of ignorance, really hurt me. It really, really hurt me. And it's not something I live often now. It still happens, but not all that often. I would much rather someone come up to me and ask, excuse me, can I just ask you about that? What is it? If you don't know, I'd much rather you ask and I talk about it, and I'm not going to feel judged that way, versus assuming that I'm dangerous or that I'm contagious. Or a child comes up to me and asks questions, and I never take it bad. I actually think it's adorable. And then, you know, one of my goddaughters is like, oh, I think you're so, I love it. I think that's so pretty. And, you know, it just kind of makes me smile and feel a little bit better about myself. It's just cute. And recently, I was shopping for a Barbie for my goddaughter. I think it was for around Christmas time. And I actually found a Barbie with vitiligo. And I kind of regret not buying it because I think it's so cool. She had curves and she had vitiligo. And I'm actually tempted to try to find her to give to my goddaughter because, you know, it could be like, this is going to be your Maria doll, you know? And I think is really cool that now, like, brands like Barbie are coming out with different body images, finally, because we need to accept ourselves as we are. We're different, and that's part of that diversity that makes this world such a beautiful place. So yeah, vitiligo was a big chunk, and I have to say, as in the first years where it was starting to spread, I became super self-conscious, being in a bathing suit, wearing skirts, wearing sandals, because people would stare. And in the summer, it's worse because what happens is my skin, where I do have pigmentation, I tan a lot. I'm Mediterranean, you know, my dad's Italian, both my parents are Italian, and so I tan a lot. And now where I have no more pigmentation, I burn immediately, because I have no more melanin to protect me from the sun. So I have to be extremely conscious and dedicated to wearing my sunscreen, and a high sunscreen at that. I have to wear a hat, or be in the shade. So whenever I'm with people, they kind of reorganize so that I have a spot in the shade, because I will burn immediately, even with sunscreen. And it's painful. It's a very painful sunburn. So in the summer, I start looking more and more like I really feel like a Dalmatian, because I'm really dark, and then the white just, you know, pops. Versus in the winter where I'm paler, and so the contrast in it isn't as big. I'm more covered as well. You know, I'm in sweaters, so you see my face, but I'm really obsessed with makeup to try to cover some of it up too. I think that's where my obsession from makeup came from, is because of the vitiligo. I was determined to find like the perfect foundation and concealer to cover this. I've learned to accept it and to wear natural looking makeup, but that took me a very long time to reach that point. So yeah, vitiligo was a huge struggle for me. I'm at peace with it now. Like I said, I still kind of feel obsessed with it, but now I know that my friends and family and those who see me often don't see it anymore. So it makes me forget about it a little bit, but I look at myself in the mirror and it comes right back. So it's just to reach that self-acceptance. I'm still in that journey, but in the last 10 years, I've done a lot of progress and I feel comfortable in my skin with that. So that's one thing. Second, I started to get heavy. So in my late 20s, I was okay, but then my 30s, I just started really getting curvy. I thought it was the hormones from my IVF treatments. It could partly be from that. I got tested for thyroid, nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's in my family. My mom, my some of my sisters, we struggle with weight. It's on and off. It's easy to gain it. It's hard to lose it. We have thighs, we have tummies. It's something I struggle with because I was thin my entire life. And I'm not someone who stuffs her face with like cake and cookies all the time, like at all. I eat pretty healthy. I eat very balanced. I'm careful, yeah. I do like a little piece of chocolate here and then, but I'm not the one who's gonna buy a chocolate bar and eat the whole thing. I get sick of sugar really fast. I need a little dose just to satisfy it, and then it's over. So it was kind of frustrating. Why am I gaining all this weight? Why me? And then I got my celiac diagnosis, and cutting gluten made me lose a lot of weight. I lost about 60 pounds in a year and a half. I finally felt, and I was working out a lot, doing yoga every single day, beach body, like I was feeling good in my skin. And then COVID hit. And I was so good. That first 6, 7, 8 months of COVID, I was still like really good with my workouts. And then I got sick of, no more yoga classes in person, doing it all online. I got really sick of only virtual workouts. And I kind of started to stop. Eating has pretty much remained the same, but the movement changed, and so I've started to gain weight again. I'm not where I was, but I'm heavier than I was. So I've probably gained half of what I lost, which is frustrating as heck to have gained like 25, 30 pounds because of COVID, because I stopped moving. And that's just a regret I have. And so that's something I really need to just figure out in my schedule and like reorganize my time to be dedicated again, to find a yoga studio close by that I'm going to be comfortable going to do my yoga as often as I can, and doing my beach body, being dedicated. And I know movement is going to help. I know it is. I'm just struggling getting back into it. So that's a battle I'm going through because I don't like my body the way it is. I have to learn to accept it, but I don't like myself. So I have the vitiligo, I have the curves and the weight that's kind of yo-yoing. I never had acne young as a teenager. I had the clearest skin. Now my hormones are all weird and I have adult acne and I get pimples all the time. And it's something that really bothers me. It really bothers me. I hate my hormones. I have so much hate for that. And the other reason is because I'm infertile. So I have a lot of fertility problems that I'm gonna get into at another moment because I kind of want to share my fertility journey, my fertility story. Things are gonna be moving with that again, I hope. So, but the fact that I've been trying for so long, and then, finding out you can't have kids, or that it'll be really difficult for you to have kids, and some of it being explained and some of it not being explained, is so frustrating and hard to live with. And seeing people get pregnant as easily as they do. It hurts. It hurts. So these are all things I struggle with in terms of body image, in terms of image of myself and in general. You know, I kind of judge myself as a woman. I know it's completely stupid and irrational, but that's my story. That's my struggle. And so I'm sorry. I just thought it was important to come here and share that in case someone else is living the same thing or some of these things, so that you know you're not alone. And it's one day at a time. And it does get easier. It does get easier. Peace will come. For some of it, my peace is there. For others, it's not. It's a journey. But there you go. There's the raw truth. So thank you, Autumn. Thank you so much for starting this conversation, because it's something that touched me a lot. And I'm sure it touched a lot of people. So there you go. If you would like to share your story, please comment below. I want to have this conversation. If you do decide as a YouTuber to also post a video with your story on it, I would love to watch. So please tag me in it. Let me know so that I make sure to go and watch. And thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for everyone who supports me and loves me. I don't like calling my subscribers. Honestly, you're my friends. You're my friends and I love you. And I love this community so much. So thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you. So on that note, I'm going to let you go. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you very soon.